Now you put it up 3,000 of the trades. I'm like, come on, dog.
Nah, cause he trying to see how cheap can he get it for, and see if he can try and cheap the offer. Well, bruh, mess around and get another offer out, and somebody else come with another offer. That's why I agree with Mike. Put that joint out there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, because he holding right now.
Bruh tripping. Bruh is legit tripping. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
We about to get this thing started. Oh, you know what? That's crazy. All right, we just gonna make it do what it do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, every game, every era, every fan. You're listening to Squad Sportcast. Four brothers, one mic, all sports. Well, emergency committee had to reconvene yet again because I keep forgetting to put the post up for y'all to vote for the Crash King. And it's on me. It is what it is. Players and pimps mess up all the time. Uh, but the emergency committee had a very long debate about who was the Crash King of last episode. Because even though it was a draft and even though it was kind of friendly, um, they almost actually gave us a free pass. But then a vote came in and changed the entire landscape of everything. So, your Crash King for last episode is shockingly not Jordan for this week. He's on
Mm.
his way because he's being late. Because, matter of fact, he is your Crash King. So, when he comes in, I want everybody to make sure y'all give a nice welcome to the winner of last episode's Crash King, Mike Montgomery. When he comes in, y'all gotta remind me, I gotta give him his 30 seconds of fame, as always. But we're gonna go right into it. Pretty much, let's go ahead and start off with something fun. Um, we're gonna start some college because I know Jordan speaks a lot of college out here. So we got a bunch of college out here. A lot of teams are moving they're moving in different conferences. So here's the conferences that I have so far. Correct me if I missed any, Jordan. We have Louisiana Tech moving to the Sun Belt Conference, Texas State University moving to the Pac-12, as well as Boise State, Colorado State, California State, San Diego State, and Utah State, all moving to the Pac-12 starting this collegiate season. Also, you have the University of Texas at El Paso moving to the Mountain West, and you have as well the University of Hawaii, Northern Illinois University, North Dakota State University, and and North Dakota State University, all moving to the Mountain West for this 2026 collegiate year, and Sacramento State University moving to the Mid American Conference for the 2026 season. Oh, and it looks like, yeah, that's it. So of course, the biggest winners of all are the Pac-12 that rebuilt fast, and they should make an impact in somewhat of the collegiate playoff landscape. The Sun Belt rises with Louisiana Tech being added, and then of course the Mountain West, even though they lost some power brands, but they're kind of surviving around with a couple of creative acts. One of the biggest losers is Conference USA, losing not only Louisiana Tech, but UTEP, hurting the stability of it. The real question of the day is college sports better with regional rivalries running, or worse because every move is seemingly about getting that TV money?
Well, I think it's more about the money more than anything else. As you may not have heard recently, they are expanding the tournament from 68 teams to 76, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it all of it is just for money. If anything, like you'll have your conference rivalries, you'll have your in-state rivalries, your county rivalries, but that that's gonna be a small point. But it's just about making sure these teams actually get playing time and money to help their players. It's all a money grab.
So here's the thing that I come to think about when I was putting this script together. So my thing is, colleges really wasn't thinking about TV time that much. They really weren't. For the most part, of course you had your power teams, and you knew your power teams are the ones that was bringing in your money. Your Michigans, your Alabamas, your Oregons, maybe your Texas Tech. You had Georgia, Penn State. A lot of it was just regional based, but those were your powerhouses. Miami comes to mind. So the question of the day is this move really made because of Coach Prime and how he's changing the landscape? Because now you have Black coaches trying to get into HBCUs and trying to, get the HBCUs to get more TV time, to get more playing time. Has that been really the catalyst behind it? Or is it more so that with NILs, colleges don't have that recruiting money that they need to, and they got to figure something out?
I think it's more on the NIL side, because we could talk about HBCUs all they want. They're still going to be on the secondary networks. They're not going to get the big screen time like on ABC, unless it's like a classic game or the celebration game, the Celebration Bowl. They'll have the MEAC versus the SWAC. Unless it's that, it's not really going to have a HBCU products being played, because I think it's been since 2023. There hasn't been any HBCU players drafted in the NFL. So the movement, everything Coach Prime and everything they've been doing is nice, but it hasn't really added to make the HBCU product more prominent in the college football scheme. I think it's more just so these other colleges can get their NIL game on, because NIL is the name of the game now. It's not just about, it's about fundamentals and making sure that you get better, but NIL pretty much rules the game.
But you also got to understand there's a lot of stuff that now, there's a lot of coaches that are coming into their second year. Because keep in mind, Coach Prime is entering like his fifth or something year. You have Eddie George that's doing Bowling Green. I think this is his second year. Deshaun Jackson's in his second year. Michael Vick's in his second year. I don't really remember too much of everything, but I think a lot of it, like, these are coaches that are, a lot of them outside of Coach Prime are entering their second year. But I think part of it is being helped out by the fact of course, Coach Prime had some success with Colorado State, and what was the other one? What was the other one?
No, it was just Colorado.
It was just Colorado. So he had some success with Colorado. No, it was Jackson State University. I think he had some success over there.
Yeah, it was Jackson State.
Yeah. So, he had some success over there. Nothing like huge on the collegiate landscape, but it was still considered a success. And then with the other three, with Eddie George, Deshaun Jackson, and Michael Vick, with all three of those coaches, they're really just filling the landscape out. I think the most successful one out of the three was Deshaun Jackson, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So is it really more so? I find it hard to, like, I believe NIL plays a deal into this, because we talked about this and I've said that NIL has had its ups and downs as well as its downs. I do believe that college students should be, like, if your name and likeness is being used to make money for the college, you should at least partake in some of it. Like, I do believe in that. Let's be fair, it was going on the whole entire time. It's just more of a way of legalizing it, more so like marijuana. Like, we know people are smoking it. You might as well make it legal. and make revenue off of it. Just like prohibition with alcohol. Like we knew even when prohibition was way back when, 100 years ago, they were still drinking, but you might as well legalize it and make money off of it. So I believe when we come to talk about NIL, I believe that's the whole thing about it. Like they're already here. They're already getting the money. Like they're making the money from the players and they're giving, little bit of money here and a little bit of money there. Like that's how what's his name got caught up. What's his name? Because he got his Heisman Trophy taken away. Reggie Bush. That's how he got his trophy taken away. Because they were like, oh, he's getting money from X, Y, and Z. But all the powerhouse schools were doing it. Cam Newton was getting money. He told it he was getting money from people. And he was like, look, if there was a way that coach can get you in that program, they're going to move hell and high water to make sure they get you in their program. That's their job to do. But I think this, like when we talk about it, I think really it puts a lot of pressure on these coaches of the HBCUs, these former football coaches that are in these programs to be more successful. I know they're going to be a little hands off on NIL because we all know cancel culture is a thing, but I don't know. I just feel like it puts a lot on. It puts a lot on these former coaches, especially coaches that are trying honestly to make a difference in the HBCU legacy, I want to say, because at this point that we're at, just like you had said, since 2023, there's been no HBCU players drafted. So it's got to be a change. It's got to be a change. Let's go ahead and look into something different. We're going to make a switch into something else. Let's talk these playoffs real quick. The NBA fallout. Biggest story so far is, of course, your reigning, defending, undisputed champions, your Oklahoma City Thunder, steamrolling past the Phoenix Suns, which, by the way, I called. It is what it is. I called it out. I told you they was rolling through first round. So we also have a couple of I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a comment. HBCUs will not have a lot of players drafted. However, there would be a player that played at HBCUs drafted at other schools like Kevin Coleman, but still got drafted out of Missouri. But let's talk about it then, because here's the thing: like we can go back for a little bit. And thank you, brother Theo, for your comment. Like, if you play at an HBCU, many a times, if you have an agent or you have that aspiration of becoming pro, it's going to be transfer out and go get your money and your opportunity elsewhere. Like the people that want to be
the Kobe Durant from South Carolina State, who's doing good in the leagues now, and he was I think in the Celebration Bowl he had a come out game. So it's just about opportunity. Like if you get the opportunity in let's say the Celebration Bowl and you show out, no matter what team you're on, you're gonna have scouts that are there that are looking at you. You have a better chance of getting into the league from there rather than from just playing your conference, because your conference is not going to get that much publicizing or promotion. So it's just a matter of time and placement.
Well, no, because again, like even looking into, because I was watching the Michael Vick documentary, and they were talking about next season and next year, and they had players to enter the portal, and the dude, he was sitting across from Vic, and he was almost, if he wasn't in tears, saying, "Hey, look, I want him to be with you." And Vic had to sit right there and literally say, like, "Hey, well, I can't force the man to stay here. He's got to do what's best for his career. And I want him to do what's best for his career." And to be fair, like, what leverage do they have? Like, if you have a coach in Mike Vick that you literally play for, and you say, "Hey, look, my chances are better elsewhere." Number one, that's why I said it. Like, it's a lot of coaches that have like Deshaun Jackson, Mike Vick, Eddie George, Coach Prime. They have this pressure to do better as a coach because you're not getting the publicity that you need in order to elevate to the pros. I don't know. Like I said, it's a lot. I think, like I said, at least as far as the pros, like the coaches, the coaching, and the overall has to be better. I don't know where that line is going to be, but it has to be something. But let's go ahead and go back to where we was going to discuss the NBA fallout. Of course, the Thunder is the only team to have swept their opponent. OKC has advanced with a dominant sweep over the Suns. You currently have in upset land, you have the Orlando Magic, which we were talking about, up right now, upsetting the Detroit Pistons 3-1. Let's keep it with a grain of salt that we got to remember Cade Cunningham is not playing for the team. So
Cade Cunningham is playing. He's played all 4 games.
You lying.
I kid you not. It's been Jalen Duran that's been messing up the whole team. I was talking to somebody earlier about this. I said, if Jalen Duran is not playing, he doesn't score at least 20 points for the squad, that team is going to have a very early exit. And ex-Piston Jaden Ivey is going to have one of those I told you so moments.
We also talked about it though. I told you back then. I said, bro, I ain't trust a Detroit team since the 04 Pistons.
I mean, I never said the Pistons were going to do anything to begin with. I didn't say the Pistons were going to make it to the finals at all. So I don't know what people are looking at me for. I'm like, no, I didn't believe in them. And I have to give credit to the Magic. Like I said, I'm not a fan of them, but they're very physical. They're actually healthier than the Pistons right now. And they're coming around at the right time. Like I said, they're very physical. They play as a team. Their rotations are tighter. And I don't know, they just want it more than Detroit right now. And God forbid that Magic curse, because the last time Orlando was up 3-1 against Detroit, Detroit pulled the Uno reverse on them. So I think Orlando is pretty aware of what they have against them. And Orlando better be aware. They just better be aware.
Well, here's the updated series right now. The Boston Celtics currently trailing. Oh, well, no. Boston Celtics are up against the 76ers 3-1. Game 5 is scheduled for, I think it's tonight.
Game 5 is currently tonight. And
they're up. No, the Sixers are up.
They're about to make this series 3-2 Boston, but the 76ers are about to win. This is actually big because Joel Embiid came back for game 4 and they played poorly. But I think it was because Embiid was getting his legs under him and was trying a bunch of shots that he didn't need to, which was taken away from Maxey and Paul George. They weren't hitting on anything that game. And the Celtics, I keep on talking about the Celtics and how they live by the 3 and they die by the 3. 11 of 39 from the three-point line, and they go as good as Peyton Pritchard goes. Peyton Pritchard is their backup point guard, and if he plays well, the team will win most of the time, like 90% of the time. But if he plays poorly, they going home. And tonight, Peyton Pritchard got 12 points, 5 of 10, 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. I mean, JT and Jaylen Brown are going to get their points, but nobody else is really going to get theirs. My thing is, if somebody made a theory NBA wise, it was like 2-1-1. Your two best players, your 6-man, then your X factor. Peyton Pritchard is that 6-man. If he does good, they will win. But if not, you could go back to his box score and you'll see why. So the 76ers will live to fight another day. They go back to Philly for game 6. If they force a game 7, Boston will go home.
Yeah.
Well, you can book that. Boston will go home if the Sixers can force a game 7.
No, I don't know about that. I think Boston will pull it off.
Nah. Even as healthy as they are right now, the Celtics, I still think the Sixers have a lot more strength on their side. With Joel Embiid, even their big man Bono, who's not that good, they still have a backcourt that could do some damage. So I believe the 76ers, even with all this happening, they could still pull an upset. But we'll see.
All right, brother Theo say that Boston don't have no real depth. They're very top heavy. I guess he agrees with you. We're gonna see what happens.
They have a lot of intangible parts, but the thing is, none of those parts by themselves could really do anything. I mean, as a team, yeah, they could do it, but they don't have a lot of parts. Like if you tell them one-on-one, do this, they can't do that. So that's why the Celtics will continue to have problems. I mean, 2024, everything kind of fell through for them because their 3-point barrage was off the charts. But ever since then, you find a way to stop their 3-point shooting. They can't do anything within the mid range.
Well, the score is final, so it's 3-2. Boston still leads. The Knicks and the Hawks are tied 2-2. Knicks are currently up right now. Well, yeah, they're currently up right now, 64-48. You have the Cavs leading 3-1 to the Raptors. To be fair, it's the Cavs and James Harden right now. You already know it is what it is. They're going to do Cavs things. The Lakers are up 3-1 against the Rockets. As I told y'all, this would happen. Closeout chance is going to be next either tomorrow or the day after. The Nuggets survived Game 5 and up the series to 3-2. However, Minnesota leads that
3-2.
Yeah, Minnesota leads it 3-2, and then the Spurs lead 3-1 over the Portland Trailblazers. Now, the question of the day is, what is we kind of already answered it. Oh, wait, breaking news. We just got our Man of the Year in, Mr. Mike Montgomery. We got to give you your 30 seconds of fame. The emergency committee have voted. That's why I told the audience, that's why you was sweating. You was racing to get here because you had won. You were on mute, though. You had won the Crash King for last episode. So as always, your 30 seconds of fame starts right now.
Well, I just want to thank all the fans who voted. They knew that I knew what I was talking about when it came to the draft. I actually got a lot of the picks right, but this was a really interesting draft. I look forward to the Steelers going 4-12 is now even more solidified. And I think that Jordan shaving his pet chihuahua should be nationally televised news. So that's what I want to say with my 30 seconds. Thank you, Jordan, for preemptively shaving your chihuahua.
Don't go too far into it, Mike, because we're going to go to that draft in just a moment. So we got plenty of time for you to go back to
that. I got 5 more seconds. Shouts to Jordan and his haircut. because now when he has to shave his head and shave his pet chihuahua, it's going to be even more epic. So, all right, go ahead.
It's crazy. But we will be getting into it, so don't go too far. Brother Theo said he's concerned with Minnesota's health. I am too, especially with the fact of Anthony with Ant-Man. I am a little concerned with it, but I do think they can pull it out. Even if it goes to 7, give me the Timberwolves. I'm sorry, I have Timberwolves winning that matchup. But pretty much, if you had your top 3 contenders so far out of what you are seeing out of these playoffs, the very too early to tell, who do you have your top 3? I know we all have OKC number 1. Let's keep them out of the conversation. Just 2 and 3, respectively.
Oh, I'm gonna go with the Lakers at 2 as a surprise 2, and then I'm gonna go with the Spurs at 3. I think all the talent is in the West, comparatively right now. I don't think that the East is going to have a chance at winning it all. Obviously, it's going to depend on matchups and health because if something can happen to Anthony Edwards, something could easily happen to Wemby like it did, or something could easily happen to SGA, God forbid, or Luca or whoever. So as it stands, I think all the talent is in the West. I think that it's going to be very interesting for the rest of these playoffs, and I think that the winner of the Western Conference Finals is the winner of the whole thing.
So, as far as the top 3 goes, OKC, as we all know, is like the number 1. That's no doubt. But number 2, I have the Spurs because even with Wemby out, they still decimated the Blazers. And with him in the game on Sunday, they just tortured them. I don't know what people expected. You have a 7'5" person with like a 7'9", 7'10" wingspan. It's ridiculous what Wemby can do. And the fact that you have 3 guards that you could play at any given time that are serviceable and good, it's like what can you do? They have front court that can do just about anything. I mean, you got Luke Cornett, Keldon Johnson, you got Harrison Barnes. You have a whole bunch of players that can do just about everything, and then you have Wemby. It's like what more can you ask for from that Spurs team? And as far as the East, even though the series is tied 2-all, I still got the Knicks as that third team because when they have their mind right, they could be the best team in the East. They have all of the pieces that you would need for a championship team. They have a back court that can score and defend. They have a front court that could pretty much stop anything. I mean, except when Cat doesn't play the way he's supposed to. Like I need Karl-Anthony Towns to get it together for real because the playoffs will go as far as he goes. Jalen Brunson's going to get his. OG's going to get his. They're going to clean off on boards, but Cat needs to make sure that he gets his. He needs to get that triple double or double double. There's no way he shouldn't be bulldozing everybody over because he could be the best big man on the Eastern side, but he has to want to be the best man. But until then, they're going to continue that problem. So I still have them as that third best team.
Hey, well, like I said, I think I have to, if we consider what we're seeing, I think I agree with Mike with the Lakers as number 2 and the Spurs as number 3. Because keep in mind, the Lakers are without their 2 greatest scorers, and they have literally asserted their authority. Like among everything, they've asserted their authority. Like you have to actually think about it. Like your top 2 scorers are out, and yet you are still leading against one of the greatest shooters of all time in Kevin Durant. I mean, the greatest shooters of all time. Like he can get numbers. He can wake up and score 30 at any point in time. Like if you add 10 years to his age right now, he'll probably still wake up and give you 30 points. So like, let's not downplay this at all. So it really plays more so into the Lakers. Although we talked about this before, and I told y'all beforehand, Houston has no point guard, and them not having a pure point guard actually hurts. But neither here nor there. I'm not here to go all the way into like the full details behind it. But just know the Rockets need a point guard desperately. Um, and I think the Spurs are the other one because keep in mind, Wemby has been doing incredible things. And I think his first couple of playoff games have shown you how he's able to turn up when he's needed to. And I do believe that whenever this matchup occurs, if it's going to be Spurs, Thunder, or Spurs, Lakers, Spurs, whoever, I think it's going to be Spurs, Lakers next, but neither here nor there. But still, like the way that this is going, wait, Lakers are 4, and if Minnesota, yeah, it'll probably be Spurs, Lakers next. So the way this is going, I think it's honestly going to be, yeah, whoever comes out of the West. Because let's be fair, if it's OKC, they can beat just about anybody that's on the East. If it's going to be the Spurs, they can beat just about anybody in the East. And this is in best of 7 scenarios. If it's the Lakers, it's going to take 7, but I believe they can beat anybody on that list. It's going to take 7. Like, let's be fair. It will take 7. OKC and the Spurs, it'll probably take 5 or 6. But everybody else, like Lakers, it'll probably take them 7. Because I don't have faith in anybody else out of this list. I think the Celtics are Celtics and the Knicks. Those are my only 2 out of here. I still don't believe in the Cavs. Y'all said what y'all said. I said what I said. I don't believe in them. Knicks and the Cavs. I mean, Knicks and the Celtics are who my picks are going to the final, the Eastern Conference Finals. However, I got the West winning it all. It is what it is. But let's go ahead and move along. I got a nice, interesting Keep 3, Cut 5 NFL Quad Edition for you. What do you mean? I got a I have the teams. It's going to be a quarterback, your wide receiver 1, your running back, and a random defensive player. The fellas know what to do. All they have to do is decide which 3 teams are the top and which 5 got to go. I hope y'all ready, because we're going to start it off strong. Number 1 on the list, the New England Patriots. Tom Brady, Randy Moss, Corey Dillon, and Vince Wilfork.
Keep. You're
Mike,
muted.
you on mute. Still on mute.
I'm gonna say cut, and I say cut for a couple of reasons. One, Brady's the GOAT. Give you that. Randy Moss was number 2 in the GOAT conversation for wide receiver. I agree with that. But the drop off at running back is so precipitous. I don't find Corey Dillon even in the top 50 running back. And then defensive player, Vince Wilfork wasn't even the best defensive player on the Patriots. You could have gone Teddy Bruschi there. You could have gone Mike Vrabel there. You could have gone Rodney Harrison there. You could have gone they had a defensive end that was great. Like they had a lot of studs back there.
You still got Christian Gonzalez right
Christian
now.
right now, right? You could have. I still would have probably put Teddy Bruschi, right?
I wanted to do LeGarrette Blount and Christian Gonzalez, but
that would have been
it's a
an immediate.
randomizer.
That would have been a faster pass for me. So, yeah. So for me, if Brady and Moss carry it, but the other 2 diminish it so much that I think that I'm gonna, if I'm him, right? If I'm Nick, and I know how Nick thinks, he's gonna try to hit us with some craziness, right? So he's gonna be talking about some Peyton Manning, and then he's gonna put like some bum running back out there, and then a stud defensive player like Champ Bailey, and then we're gonna have some weird tight end or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, in this instance, I don't think that those two outweigh the other two. So it's like a 50-50. Do I think Brady's the GOAT? Absolutely. Do I think Randy Moss is the second best receiver of all time? Absolutely. Do I think Corey Dillon should be in this conversation? Absolutely not. Do I think Vince Wilfork should be in this conversation? I'm hesitating to even do that. So yeah, oh yeah, Richard Seymour is the other one I was thinking of. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, Richard Seymour.
I would. If you had to say Richard Seymour, but yeah, absolutely, yes. Vince Wilfork.
This was a complete randomizer. That wasn't on me.
I'm gonna. This randomizer reminds me a lot of you, so I'm gonna say pass. That's just my opinion. Well, go
I
ahead,
mean,
Jordan. Tell us why
I'm keeping
Brady's the GOAT and
Randy.
Randy Moss is the second best wide receiver of all time. Go ahead, tell us the same thing.
I know I'm saying I'm keeping because of Tom Brady and Randy Moss. I mean, I mean, those two alone, I gotta keep.
You know what? Last time I drove the bus and I drove us into a lake. I'm gonna accept Jordan leading the bus today.
go ahead. All right. All right. Well, and keeping the New England Patriots. Oh, by the way, this is an all-time team. So you can judge this randomizer if you feel like this is not where it needs to be.
Yeah, because Corey Dillon should not be up there.
All right. So next on the list, Kansas City Chiefs, Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Priest Holmes, and Derek Thomas.
See, that's so much better than the Patriots.
Oh,
Every one of those has a potential Hall of Famer. Tyreek Hill is the only one that's not technically a potential Hall of Famer, and he probably should be.
it's
Priest
gonna be
Holmes was a potential Hall of Famer.
Tyreek.
Derek Thomas made the Hall of Fame. Mahomes is going to make the Hall of Fame. And Tyreek Hill more than likely will make the Hall of Fame. This is so much better than the Patriots, for the record, from top to bottom, because all four positions are arguably, prime for prime, way better versus being top heavy, which is what the Patriots were. But it's up to you. Again, I'm letting Jordan lead this boat. So if you're leading it into a lake or leading it into a volcano, I'm on board with you, brother. What you trying to do?
I mean, we gotta stick with the Priest Holmes pick. That was a nice little ad. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it.
We're going to keep it. We should have got rid of the Patriots, but okay.
You're going to keep the Chiefs. All right. It's going to get worse from
You
here.
about to start bringing up some Eagles. Go ahead with the Eagles.
Next on the list, not Eagles, it's the team from the other side. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm.
You got Big Ben,
Mm-hmm.
AB,
Mm-hmm.
Franco Harris, and Troy Polamalu.
You put Troy Polamalu. That's a difficult to cut. I ain't gonna lie. Troy Polamalu is the best defender that you've named so far. AB in his prime was easily a top 3 wide receiver. Big Ben is actually the drop off for me. But I know that there's better quarterbacks than Big Ben. And Franco Harris is a Hall of Famer. I'd cut them though, because I think you're gonna give me something better, and I'm curious to see what else you give me.
Because as good as Big Ben is, I mean, he's more stat heavy. He stat pads a lot, but he's still a great quarterback. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, but he stat padded a lot. So I'd have to cut.
Yeah, but that being said, Troy Polamalu was the best defender that you named, and AB was fantastic.
With respects to Troy Polamalu, you got to go. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers is getting cut.
Should have cut the Patriots.
Next on the list, the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Amon Green, Reggie White.
I'm on Green. I'm on Green as the lowest part because Reggie White is the second best defender that's ever played. Devontae Adams is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Well, Bill Belichick wasn't first ballot, so nobody's first ballot anymore. But he'll be in a Hall of Fame. Aaron Rodgers is going to be in a Hall of Fame. That's 3 Hall of Famers, and you got Amon Green. Amon Green is a drop off. So the question becomes, who would he say instead? He'll probably say the Saints, right? He'd say Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara. He could put I don't know. Saints aren't that. Saints defensively have a couple of players. He might say Joe Burrow, Corey Dillon, who was apparently already done on the Patriots, so he wouldn't say him now. He might say Jamar Chase there. The defense, he might say like Jesse Bates. Nah, I don't think that's gonna be better. On the Vikings, he might say Dante Culpepper. He might say Randy Moss. He might say um, one of the Purple People Eaters. He might say um, running back Adrian Peterson. That would be better than this Packers team. He might go Broncos. He might go Peyton Manning. He might go Terrell Davis. He might go, um, yeah. There's a couple of there that I'm thinking for the Broncos. That's already two right there. Then we're thinking defensive player. Defensive player, you might see Champ Bailey. Those three already would be better than the Packers team. He might say um, the Cardinals, and he might say something like well, Emmitt Smith was there, but Emmitt Smith wasn't great when he was with the Cardinals, but it's just a name recognition. Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald, and then defensively go Patrick Peterson. I'd pick that over the Packers. He could say Josh Allen, um, running back. They had that beast running back for the Bills. I can't even remember his name at the moment. Thurman Thomas, Eric Moulds, and then you know they had a lot of good defenders there. He could say Pat. He could say Panthers. He could say Cam Newton. He could say Jonathan Stewart. He could say a linebacker Luke Kuechly. He could say wide receiver Steve Smith. I would pick the Packers over them. He could say 49ers. He's probably going to say 49ers. That's when he's going to say Joe Montana. He's going to say Jerry Rice. He's going to say Christian McCaffrey. And then he's going to say the linebacker who's playing right now. And I'll pick them over the Packers. So for me, I have at least 7 to 10 different iterations of combinations of teams that I would pick over this Packers team. So I would eliminate the Packers team.
Golly, he went through all of that to say eliminate. Joy, where you going? Because you the one driving the bus.
He's driving the bus.
Yeah, I'm doing defensive driving today. But Amon Green's the one that's gonna cause me a cut. I mean, you know, Aaron is my guy. That's the probably pound for pound best quarterback ever. Tom Brady may be the best player ever, GOAT, but Aaron Rodgers the best quarterback ever. But that Amon Green,
All right. Well, if you feel that way, well, here we go. Next on the list. Oh, by the way, with respect to the Green Bay Packers, dog, your all-time team is good, but y'all gotta go. You're not the greatest.
Oh, yeah. I hope ladies.
Next,
that Brady team should have got cut, like I said.
Next on the list, the Dallas Cowboys. Troy Aikman, Marvin Harrison. Oh, wrong person. Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, DeMarcus Ware.
Wait. You said
Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, DeMarcus Ware.
I would cut them. Troy Aikman's terrible. DeMarcus Ware was overrated. Michael Irvin also overrated. Emmitt Smith also overrated. I'd cut them.
You did worse than I did. I'm just saying cut because it's Dallas Cowboys. You just went into players.
Nah, like if you look at it statistically speaking, Troy Aikman was the worst Hall of Fame quarterback that there ever was, just about. Emmitt Smith, most of his yards. Emmitt Smith is the ultimate longevity back. That's why we trying to get on LeBron. Emmitt Smith is the ultimate longevity, being the reason his numbers are great. Because he wasn't better than Adrian Peterson. He wasn't better than Barry Sanders. He wasn't better than Walter Payton. He wasn't better than about 12 or 15 other backs. But he had a fantastic offensive line to run behind. Michael Irvin was the playmaker for sure. But if you look at his stats, he wasn't better than Larry Fitzgerald. He wasn't better than Calvin Johnson. He wasn't better than AB for those 5-year stretch. He wasn't better than Randy Moss. He wasn't better than, like a lot of players. And so far, we've kept Mahomes, right? And we've kept Brady. I'd cut this Cowboys team. I wouldn't even think about
it. All right. Well, to the Cowboys team, I don't have it with me. I don't have my hat near me. disrespectfully. Respect to the players, because again, y'all played. I didn't. Y'all was out there. I didn't. Y'all won rings. I didn't. I got this nice belt, but that's all I got. But y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go. Next on the list, I kind of spoiled it a little bit if they were paying attention. The Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Edgerrin James, Dwight Freeney.
Keep. That's an easy keep. That's the best team that you said so far.
That means we got two that are going to be gone.
I'm okay with this. Is the best team you've named so far.
You shutting it down?
You should have cut Brady, like I said in the first place, but I let you drive the ship.
You can't cut Tom Brady, regardless of how others. You can't cut Tom Brady.
Yes, you can. If there's
Yes, you
it was
can.
Brady and Moss, and everybody else was not good. You could have cut them. I stated it, but it's the ordering he got you on because he said it first. But for the record, I did say cut them, but I would cut this. This is the best group of all of them he said so far. And if I can cut my Steelers, I know for a fact I'm keeping Peyton Manning.
All right, Jordan, you're the driver. You gotta let me know.
It's not my ship today.
So we can't retroactively cut any teams.
Absolutely not. There's no retroactive cut. Absolutely not.
Keeping the Colts. We know we're keeping them. I said
we shutting it down. Oh, okay. Well, then we made this real easy. Keep 3, cut 5 edition. Y'all know what time it is. We shutting it down. Colts was good enough to shut it down, but also we kept the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, Randy Moss, two of the greatest tandem in NFL history. Corey Dillon, Vince Wilfork. You kept the Kansas City Chiefs, Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Priest Holmes, Derek Thomas. You guys cut the Steelers. You guys cut the Packers. You guys cut them boys. And you guys kept the Colts. Your final 2 cuts are the Denver Broncos with John Elway, Terrell Davis, Rod Smith, and Von Miller. That's your first cut. Your final cut is the San Francisco 49ers. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Frank Gore, Patrick Willis.
Yeah, that one should have replaced Brady in them. But other than that, I feel good about the Lewis.
Yeah, okay. We're still on the road, so we're fine.
I mean, all of our tires are popped.
Yeah, I'm gonna say all the tires are gone.
We got emergency road service, so we're good. We got insurance.
No, we got insurance. Insurance don't cover tires, but okay.
Hey, so you only got one spare too.
We got one spare, 4 tires popped. But hey, we ain't in the water. When I was driving the boat, we was already under the ground in the water. We was the Titanic.
All right. Well, like I said, if you think the fellas did good, let us know in the comment section. Again, that was our Keep 3 Cut 5 NFL Quad Edition. Last but not least, our final topic of tonight is the NFL Draft Aftermath. Who really won? So, of course, the 2026 NFL Draft started immediately with the number 1 pick going to Fernando Tebow, as Jordan likes to call him, going number 1 to the Raiders. Then chaos immediately ensued. Teams was reaching for running backs and quarterbacks early. Safety slid down, and several contenders made some aggressive win-now moves. Of course, one of those moves being the Rams taking Ty Simpson at number 13 for all of us. You, me, the squad, everybody saying, hey, what just happened?
Roll Tide.
So, here's a couple of the picks that were decent in order. Of course, Fernando Mendoza went number 1 with the Raiders. Caleb Downs was a nice pick from the Cowboys. The Chiefs went up to pick Mansour Delaney, nice cornerback talent to replace Trent McDuffie, which I called, and Mike really bullied me out of that. I just like to let it be known. I had that. I'm just saying.
You had to trade up?
And then the Jets picking up Omar Cooper Jr. on the 30th pick out of a trade from the Bills. which was actually one of our head scratchers out here because the Bills traded down multiple times out of the first round. Of course, another one was Caleb Downs even going number 11 to the Cowboys in the first place. The Jets had aggressive swings to get multiple draft picks at first round. And then, of course, the Rams picking Ty Simpson. Like, you have Stetson Bennett as your backup quarterback. But I digress.
It shows how much they believe in Stetson Bennett, which is not a lot. So he's not in it.
Oh, we can talk about that in a second. Let me get to that. You have a couple of reaches. The Cardinals picked up Jeremiah Love, running back at number 3. Not exactly alike, but it is a good pick. The Seahawks went with Jadarian Price.
Nick, I got a question for y'all. Because now, is he going to get burned? Because that running back team on Arizona is kind of dense now. You got 4 running backs. Well, 5 for real. Was it Love? You got Connor, Algier, and Benson.
But here's the thing. And I ain't even got to talk about the rest. We can figure that stuff out later. Let's talk about this real quick. The reason why I don't like the Jeremiah Love pick is because you have 2 starters at running back. Before even picking, you had James Conner, who is a solid running back when healthy. Granted, understand what I said when healthy. The other one was Tyler Algier, who you traded from Atlanta to get because Algier was going to be essentially your backup starter, if not your starter on week 1.
By the way.
You said what?
He's a fantasy football killer, by the way. Not
really. Because
your one, Algier always gets the points and the yards that the one should get. Because Bijan Robinson was supposed to get a lot of touchdowns last year, and Algier got them. So I'm just saying.
That wasn't
that far, but
that falls more on Bijan's fault than Algier. You do know that a lot of the first and second down reps went to Bijan Robinson, right? It was only in certain instances and the rare occasion that Algier went off that he actually got the ball on first and second down. But the clear choice number 1 pick, we had a whole thing about this where if you had to choose between the 2 and you had to draft, who are you drafting? Everybody's drafting Bijan. Like, this is not a question.
Bijan, but that doesn't mean that he's going to get the touchdowns at the goal line. He'll get touchdowns, but not those goal line ones like at 5 yards or lower. Algier is the one that gets them off like a pitch, a counter, whether it be a screen pass. That's why I said it frustrates me because now you have a situation where Jeremiah Love is supposed to get the burn, but now you have Algier there, you have Benson there, you have all these other running backs there. Is he going to get first dibs? Like, what's going to happen? Oh yeah, and the Cardinals got their quarterback for the future. Who was it? Carson Beck?
I think Beck went to Miami.
No.
Carson Beck.
I thought he went to the Cardinals.
Yeah, I said Carson Beck.
Did he not? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, he went to Arizona. I mean, we can figure that out later. The main point is, why are you, as the Cardinals, why are you picking a running back when you have 2 good starters? And again, I just looked at the research right here. Like, Bijan handled 80% of the usage last year. He had almost 80%. So
the touchdown distribution, though.
That's more of his fault. Score more.
That's coaching.
That's like saying when Saquon goes down at the 1 yard line, we all know what's going to be called next. When Saquon goes down at the 2 and the 1, you know what's going to be called next. Everybody knows it. You know it. I know it. Mike knows it. He's not even an Eagles fan. Every single solitary person knows that next pick and what it's going to be. Everybody knows. It's a tush push.
Just for giggles, for S word and giggles, the 2025 regular season touchdown distribution. I just looked this up. Guess who has more rushing touchdowns? Tyler
Tyler
Algier.
Algier.
Bijan Robinson, 7. Did I not tell you? Did I not say? I didn't even look this up before. Now, I told you from watching it that the eye test. They'll say the eye test. The looking at the tape that Algier is the one that gets those yards, those touchdowns at the goal line. That's what frustrates me as a fantasy player because Bijan Robinson is the one guy you want to get those points, but you don't get them.
Because again, they were doing a running back by committee. Everybody knew that. Like,
And now they
if you were drafting last year, it's very hard to say, hey, pick up Bijan Robinson when you knew Atlanta was running a running back committee. They did not say this is his team. And if they would have said that, Algier would have requested that trade much earlier to go somewhere else. We all know this. Atlanta said, we're going to do a running back by committee. That's exactly what they said.
So I thought that he was picked up in free agency, not in trade, but maybe you're right. Additionally, I think that in regards to the draft, my winner of the draft is actually I have a couple of winners. When I go back and think about it, I think the Browns had a fantastic draft for the second year in a row. I think they really set themselves up long term to succeed. They even put weapons around Shador. They didn't go out. I think they did draft a quarterback, but they drafted one late. I think it was like Cade Klubnik or something, which just creates more competition in that room. But I still think Shador is hands on the favorite to win the starting quarterback role. Deshaun Watson at this point is 3 years away from having been good. So I think that it's his job to lose, right? I think that I think the Raiders got a steal of the draft in Jamar McCoy, but I am concerned about some of the health news that I saw about him. It did make sense that he fell to the 4th as a result. But getting Fernando Mendoza and getting Jamar McCoy was both a win right there. The Eagles jumping up and getting Mekhi Lemon. I don't think that you guys actually needed another receiver because you added Hollywood Brown already. You added, somebody else. You still already have Devontae Smith. AJ Brown is about to get traded. You traded for Dontavian Wicks. It seemed like an unnecessary move to me.
Let the record also that you did say Jermar McCoy, but I told you that he would get lower because of his health issues.
And I think he was going to fall to the 4th round, though. That was a lot lower than I thought he was going to go.
Yeah, 4th round is kind of egregious for his talent.
But you did mention that he had issues, and I think you were more aware of the issues than I was. But from his talent perspective, he was definitely a 1st round talent. But I mean, this has happened before in the draft, where a talent falls late. For example, Shador Sanders fell to the 5th round last year, right? That left tackle for the Cowboys for years, or their left guard, whatever it was, that went undrafted because of the rape allegations. Laramie Tunsil falling to number 13 when he was the number 1 player in the draft that year because of potential pot smoking or whatever. There's always something. There's always somebody that benefits as a result of talent slipping, right? But I also think that who else I think had a great draft. I thought that I have a team in my mind. I can't remember anything that the Jaguars did. They had the most unmemorable draft I've ever seen. So, but it's primarily because they traded a 1st round pick last year. So that's probably why I didn't really pay attention to them this year. I think the Chiefs actually had a good draft, and I think that I didn't like the Rams pick with the quarterback, and I didn't like what they built up around him. I thought it made sense. I did like to see that only one Alabama player went in the 1st round, which was great to see. Oh no, Caden Proctor went in the 1st round too. You're right. So that's 2, right? But Ohio State had like 5, so it was great to see just Bama falling off again. Let me see what else.
A lot of running backs are chosen in the 1st round too. This was the first time in a while that I think more than 2 running backs were chosen. Or
no, there was only 2 that were chosen. It was Darian Price and Jeremiah Love, the 2 running backs from Notre Dame got picked in the 1st. No other ones got picked in the 1st.
And Cleveland will go as far as they trust Shador. If they trust Shador to lead the team with the youth that they got, they'll go far. If they don't go with him, they're not going anywhere.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I only say that because their quarterback room still is
Oh, the Colts picking up CJ Allen in the second round was a steal. So I like the Colts draft as well. But go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, no, I was saying, if the Browns don't stay with Shador as their starter, the season's going to be a wash because they have had too much quarterback controversy. The front office messed it up. They made the Stefanski a scapegoat. They need to just go all in on that and with the younger offensive crew and see what happens. Like actually have a legit integrity based offense and put him on as the starting quarterback and see if they play good. If he doesn't play good, then fine. You can have your criticisms go crazy. But for right now, they need to stop playing. Deshaun Watson needs to be let go. He stole more money from Cleveland than they want to give off. Dylan Gabriel, nobody cares. They have a rookie quarterback. I mean,
Still on the team? I thought he got cut already.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought he got cut, but he's still there, and he's a Dollar Tree to a Tagovailoa. And it was a rookie quarterback that they drafted. They need to
Cade
just
Klubnik from Clemson, who I like, but I don't like him more than I like Shador in this instance. I think they need a youth movement. This would be a year to rebuild. And then if nobody pans out, next year is the best quarterback draft class expected since like Patrick Mahomes' year.
Yep.
Which is why, if you're in fantasy football right now, do not trade your 2027 first round draft picks. Just throwing it out there.
Hey, we need to put that on real and let it be known. Listen, second time saying it. If you have a 2027 first round draft pick, do not trade it. Unless you trade it up, do not trade it.
Or unless you're getting so much value that it makes sense. Like, for example, the trade that Jordan was talking about earlier, which
let's
we
talk
haven't
about
talked
that,
about it yet.
please.
We're going to mention it.
No,
But
let's talk about that right now. I got some words. Y'all
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, because first off, so this is a continuing saga of my dynasty fantasy struggles. We're not going to mention the player's name, but that
Oh, Justin
quarterback.
Fields. Sorry. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Ah,
Wait, have you seen this movie, Fields of Dreams? Sorry. Go ahead. My bad. Sorry.
Anyway, it's been the bane of my existence. So it resulted
This
in me
just
saying
in. No, Jack, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
it got me the first round. It got me the first round draft pick, first pick. And I have a couple of players in this fantasy league trying to give me some trades. Now, my tight end crew is some buns. And my running back crew, I have Derrick Henry, but I can't trust anybody else besides that. So I'm looking at some other players. I see Brock Bowers and Devon Achan on a squad. I I actually do. I send an offer to him. Like I'll trade you my first rounder, and you give me Brock Bowers and Devon Achan. He's gonna say, nah, that's too much. He did some AI GPT calculator trade thing. He said the points don't even match up. So then we go back and forth for like 5,000 years. And I sent this to Nick and Mike a couple of days ago and today. So he gives me a final offer. Bill Krosky Merritt, my first rounder, a second rounder, and a future first for Devon Aching, Brock Bowers, Kenneth Gainwell, and a 27 third. And I said, okay, that's a deal. I get Achan, I get Bowers, I get Kenny G, and a third next year. That's fine. I get value for a flex. I get Brock Bowers and I get Gainwell as a flex too. I'm okay with that. I tell him send it. This dude, this nincompoop is going to send me a freaking offer with Gainwell, Bowers, a next year third, and a fourth.
Nah,
A
bro
whole
was
switch. And I asked him what happened to H, and he said, I still want to see where he was at. Like, you know where I'm at. I haven't gone anywhere. I still want the same thing you offered. And he's going around the
I think
whole.
part of it was he overreached, then tried to put in this little AI calculator, and it was like it didn't max out. So he tried to cheat his way. He tried to cheap his way through, not the T, the
Yeah.
P, cheap his way through. So I can't go for
still
it.
thinking about it, but I'm like, I'm about to just put that first rounder up there and tell best offer. I mean, absolute best offer, or I keep it, because he was wilding with some of these counter offers, like a couple of third and fourths for for and what's his name, Gadsden from the Chargers. Nah,
Yeah, nah.
Bowers at HN and that's the foundation of the trade. If I don't get those two in that trade, no deal.
I was about to say just trade it or one for two and make it, and it is what it is. But again, he's overcomplicating the situation because you have to also understand there's a risk of injury to Achane, and then Bowers is about his stock is about to balloon out. If anything, you're taking more of the risk getting Jeremiah Love. It's more of a risk getting Jeremiah Love because we don't know, or Mendoza, because you don't know how it's going to pan out. Because take it like this, and they're not the same. I throw that out there. They're not the same, but it's like taking JJ McCarthy and then he gets his ACL torn on the first, like not even on the first game. So, like, you're really taking more of the risk than he is.
Yeah, because I don't know if A-Chain is gonna fall off or Bowers is gonna still get the same amount of usage. But I trust their tendencies more than I trust a rookie right now. Like it's not like a rookie is going to be let's just say a quarterback like Cam Ward or something like that, who's going to be the starter. Like you know they're going to start, so you're okay with that. But
Yeah, because you also got to understand, I don't think Mendoza starts week one. I think Mendoza starts like I got Mendoza's first NFL game being at week 2 or week 3. Matter of fact, let's look at this Raiders schedule.
so you don't think he's going to start over Kirk Cousins?
I think it might be like week 3.
I was about to say week 2, like this, the absolute latest is probably week 4. I think by week 4, I don't see them going without him not starting until like week 4. Let me look at this schedule because they're not going to throw him in a what's this called? Oh, they don't have the actual. They don't have the actual schedule out. Well, hold on.
It'll come out soon. They always do like a schedule release.
I was about to say.
It's for more content. 1 second though. Let me go outside. Get my phone.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm pulling the schedule up right now. Let me see if I can try and pull it up. It releases in May. That's why. So we got a couple we got a couple of weeks before they actually release it to see what's going on. But like I said, I think the absolute latest is week 4. Unless Kirk Cousins absolutely poops the bed, I don't think he starts no later than week 4. The other thing that we really need to discuss is the whole AJ Brown saga. And it's really not even about trading AJ Brown. It's more so about this whole Coach Rabel and Diana or whoever her name is, because there's a lot of reports going out that it's a whole affair and everything. And we just had 2 head coaches in college get dragged out for that. We've had Joy Taylor don't even work with ESPN, I don't believe, because of stuff like that. Like, so at the end of the day, like, we really need to talk about this. Like, if I'm Philly and you get the news that there's some shading is going behind trying to get AJ Brown to New England, my thing is I've now increased the price. The price now increased for AJ Brown. Like, at this point, I need 2 of your first round picks, because something shady is going on, and
He ain't getting for worth 2. He ain't worth 2 first.
I'm not saying he's worth 2 first. I'm saying because of what's going on, I would raise that price. Because guess what? At the worst case, if AJ says I'm not playing, he's still under contract. We don't have to trade him. Like, I need everybody to understand this. We don't have to trade AJ Brown. We are not on the clock here. Everybody else is. Like, you have to, like, this has to work for us at this point. And for Philly to get any wind of, hey, there's some foul play in the air, I'd raise the stakes just because. Because if you're that desperate to get this man back on your team, I need that king's ransom. I'm sorry. We're not talking about Howie Houdini no more. We're talking about King Howie at this point. Like, you got to be a dictator at this point. We got to talk 2 first rounds at this point. Because why does it have to be this desperation that you need him on your team? That's what the drafts are for. That's what free agency is for. That's what trading is for. Keep in mind, we did the same thing. We just got Dontavius Wicks. We drafted Makai Lemon. You could have had Makai Lemon. But at the end of the day, if foul play is afoot, like, there has to be something behind it. At the end of the day, or Howie doesn't have to trade him. Keep in mind, AJ's on the contract. He has to play or he don't get paid. So I don't have to trade. I don't have to play you. Keep that in mind. Like however the pieces are. I hope Philly doesn't do it. Like, keep him and then don't play him. I hope AJ Brown learns his lesson and actually plays, because we went this drafting without him. So my deal is, at the end of the day, if you're going to trade AJ Brown and you've heard all of this, I need 2 first. I'm sorry. I need 2 first. Because if you've been tampering with other teams saying that he's not available, he's going to the Patriots, Philly ain't said that. Because as far as I was concerned, if I remember correctly, the Rams was trying to trade for AJ Brown. If I remember correctly. And you know the Rams, they don't love their first round picks. The Rams will trade those off easy. So that's just my whole take on the AJ Brown situation. It is what it is. I
think you mentioned some good points, but there's no way that he's going to get 2 firsts. Absolutely not. Especially because his play went down last year. So I don't think he's going to be worth more than he was worth previously. And I just told you 2027 is chock full and loaded. I think he's going to go for 2 second-round picks is realistically where I think his ceiling is at. Especially because 2027 is loaded and he's coming off a down season and now there's allegations. So 2 seconds in most. But yeah, I think that it's an interesting thing either way. Don't worry. You know what, Jordan, you should look into trading for AJ Brown and getting a running back for that first round pick, since your boy wants to keep loafing. Especially with all this controversy, you could probably get it.
Honestly, no, I still wouldn't trade AJ Brown to the Patriots after all that happened, all that we just saw. I wouldn't trade him. I wouldn't trade him there. Like, you're gonna have to give me everything.
Everything's not a possibility. I say 2 first, because that at that point you're saying confidently, AJ, like, the way that this story is being made out is like AJ Brown is my missing piece to winning the Super Bowl. and I got to have AJ Brown. I am willing to do whatever it is. I'm willing to be with this woman that's not my wife so that I can get AJ Brown. And I was literally a receiver away from a Super Bowl. That's what you're saying. When the reality is we all know it's elsewhere, but still, you're saying I need my man AJ Brown on this team, and I'm willing to do what it takes to get this man and get me another ring. I want to extend the Patriots dynasty. Let's go back and let's get ring number 7. Like, no, like there has to be some type of some honor with it. Like, I get it. You're trying to be aggressive and you're like, hey, I'm letting all the teams know if you want to get AJ Brown, I'm paying the King's ransom for him, and I don't care what it costs. That's one thing. But to have not only the allegations of the affair and then have the allegations of tampering, like, and then for it to be the Patriots, it's already like fans are like, oh Lord, here we go again. Like, there has to be some type of honor behind it. And I get Vrabel wasn't too happy about losing him the first time, but don't let this be the reason why you don't get him the second time.
I still think.
But outside of that, I don't think we got to the main question of this segment. We just went in. Well, I think Mike already went to it. I was going to go with who won the trade, and Mike really went to it. So Jordan, what do you think? What team won? What team essentially bombed? And then what's a hot looking team that you think you got your eyes on afterwards?
I mean, I think Cleveland won as far as the. You're talking about for like drafts, right?
Yeah, draft wise. Well, total team wise, because the draft adds to the team. So total team wise,
I think Cleveland won the draft. I think they got a lot of players that are young, a lot of skilled players that can help out the quarterback, which should be Shador. And I think if they stick with him, they'll do great. I think a team that kind of missed the mark per se, honestly, I think is the Giants. I mean, they get the same type of player 3 years in a row and then wonder why their offense sucks. I just don't see them going anywhere up or down there. It's going to be the same. I mean, they got their quarterback. They got Jackson Dart. They got Scat Pack. But their defense is going to, I think it's going to suffer. It's not going to be as good. I think they're going nowhere fast, and they wasted their top pick on defense when they are already good. A team to look out for. A team to look out for. As much as Mike can't stand Alabama, I like that Ty Simpson pick because with Matt Stafford, that back injury is still it's just one thing from him going out. So you need a quarterback that's going to be ready to go. So
Stetson Bennett?
Huh?
Stetson Bennett?
No. If Stetson Bennett was as good as he's supposed to be, they wouldn't have drafted Ty Simpson. Keeping it a bean. So they like Ty Simpson more than they do Stetson Bennett. So I think they're preparing just in case something happens to Matt Stafford. So Ty Simpson is going to be that person.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing that I have. Bennett's been a healthy scratch, like pro ready, healthy scratch. So, and I think we're all like, if anything happens to him, Bennett would be the next person to get it. Like, as far as the depth chart, I believe he's still second. I don't think Ty Simpson is going to beat out Stetson Bennett. Bennett's been in the league for 3 years, learning under Matt Stafford. You're not about to sit here and tell me that somebody who learned under the accurate Matt Stafford, not the gunslinger Matt Stafford, the accurate Matt Stafford, is going to get beat out by a rookie quarterback? Come on, bro. We gotta relax.
Wait. 1 second. Are you saying that Stetson Bennett is going to beat out Ty Simpson for the backup role?
That's what he's saying. I didn't say that.
Yes.
I think that's a ridiculous take. Stetson Bennett is 35 years old. Okay. He was in college for 19 years in a row. All right. I need you to understand that
He's
this
not
man
35 though. You are wilding, sir. I was like 30, and I have his information up right here. Look, it's right here. It's right
My
here.
bad.
Bro, talk about so
He's
35.
39. My bad. He's
Oh my goodness.
he was in college since Trevor Lawrence was in diapers. Okay. There's a problem here. Also, he has not played a single down that has mattered in the NFL. Also, he looks like he's probably about to get cut every year. I do not put any faith in Stetson Bennett. This is from somebody that can't stand Alabama and thinks 99% of them are overrated. But what I will say is that Ty Simpson is by far, hands down, easily a better prospect than Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett, you got to remember, was also a 5th-round draft pick. Ty Simpson was picked in the 1st round. With that financial commitment and a team that's set to win now, they're not even remotely going to put Stetson Bennett over Ty Simpson. I don't think that's going to happen. Now, they may jokingly say that during training camp because you know how they like to create controversy. But as the depth chart goes, Ty Simpson's immediately going to be number 2.
I still don't believe it. Because here's my thing. You have some, like I said, he's been there for 3 years. He studied under Matt Stafford. So, and you're right. As of right now, Ty Simpson is ahead of Stetson Bennett. But then that really comes into play of why draft Stetson Bennett then? Like, why were you?
You drafted him 2 years ago. Not this past year. You drafted him actually 3 years ago at this point. He's been in the league 3 years.
That's what I said. Like, why draft him then at this point? Because he hasn't, like you just said, and it's fair, he hasn't played a meaningful snap whatsoever. So why did you draft him?
Again, they drafted him in the 5th round. They drafted him 3 years ago. Matthew Stafford was talking about retiring 3 years ago. Additionally, you draft a guy like Stetson Bennett. At the time, he's a national champion. At the time, because you need a strong backup quarterback. At the time, because you don't know if you can get over the hump, because you don't trust Matthew Stafford to play at an MVP level like he now has. There's a couple of reasons you draft him. And again, he was a 5th-round pick. He wasn't a 1st-round pick or a 2nd-round pick. He's a 5th-round pick. You throw flyers at 5th-round picks all the time to see what sticks because they're a 5th-round pick. He might have even been a 6th, but I think he was a 5th-round pick.
Still, I think because I think it came from front office too, and I don't think Sean McVay loved that pick anyway. I think he got overruled because he wanted somebody else, and they were like, "Get Ty Simpson." But it is what it is. We'll see what happens as the weeks go by. But as of right now, that is our whistle for today, ladies and gentlemen. But the game never really ends. Thank you for spending your time with us, sharing opinions, passion, and a love for sports that goes beyond the scoreboard. Huge shout out to our 45 subscribers. We appreciate every single one of you rocking with us, and we're still on that road to 100 subscribers. If you like what you heard, subscribe, follow, and join the conversation. And make sure that you're looking for the post for the Crash King. And side note, Nick, put that post in for the Crash King. Like, come on, bro, what are you doing? Until next time, stay competitive, stay curious, and keep loving the game. This is Squad Sportcast. We'll see you all on the next play.